Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at another game controller by Gamesir, who is the manufacturer of the very popular Gamesir G8 Galileo controller. You may or may not know about it. If you're watching this video, you probably already do. But in the case that you don't, go head over to my channel and you'll find a video. One of the few videos I posted more recently is going to be on that controller. Now this one has got me a little bit excited. Why? Because the USB-C port location. Very important. Something I've complained about for a long time, and it's almost like Gamesir have actually heard my cries, or our cries, because I think the community, not just me, have been asking for this. Now, this is by no means a replacement for the Gamesir G8 Galileo, but it may just be that if you use a foldable device like this, that you may prefer this in any case, regardless of some of the setbacks versus the awesome G8. Now this is in line with one of their more traditional designs. So if you may or may not remember the original Gamesir X2 controller, very popular. This came out in two models, one with a Type-C port and one with Bluetooth connectivity. But being as old as it is now, never had any Hall effect sticks, never had any Hall effect triggers. In fact, didn't even have annual triggers. It just had micro switches, which they felt very nice, but you were missing out on the analog fun. Was then superseded via the X2 Pro. Awesome upgrade to this already great controller. But one thing they did on here which upset me, and I think a lot of people in the mobile gaming community, was they switched the USB-C port to the right hand side, and that was a problem for not everyone, but people that use foldable devices like me, where the C port is on the left hand side when you fold the screen open. And in a device like this, the C port being on the left hand side meant you got a very nice weighted controller setup, where the screen was more on the top rather than hanging off the bottom of the device. It looked more appealing as well, and was overall a little bit more comfortable to play than having the screen dropping down underneath. So I'll just leave that there anyway. We can compare it. The Pro, they switched this to the right hand side, and you can see what's going on here. If you dock the phone in, again, most of the problem with the foldable devices than anything else, your screen was hanging down like that, and that was a no-go, unfortunately. There's nothing else in here. One thing I noticed about the X2C is X2S, sorry, is like with the other Gamesir controllers, we were getting these nice hard carry cases. You're not getting them with the X2S, but that's not a deal breaker really. If you've got an old controller and you're upgrading, you're going to be able to fit this in the case, no problem. I'll leave one case there just in case, just so we can try it out for size. I have no doubt it's going to fit whatsoever. So let's get into this now. Similar packaging to what we got in here, other than the case. We've got some optional thumb grips that you can put on there. So we've got concave and convex designs, both with grips on the side. Bit of paperwork as well to go with the with the product there. Loving the color scheme, very retro color scheme. I'm getting Nintendo vibes here. Was it 2DS or one of them had this sort of color scheme from my mind, and so immediately loving that. So this is a bit of a cross between the X2 and the X2 Pro. And why do I say that? I'll explain before we go for a quick test. We will do a quick test on it anyway. I'm very excited to get the fold in here. So unlike the Pro, you can see there's no macro button on the back. The Pro had macro buttons. Now for me, that's not that's not a big game changer. I think having the screen weighted better on the top is probably more important than having the macro buttons on the back. This product also costs more though, I want to point that out. But in improvement of the original X2, they've now added Hall effect triggers, which are here. So full analog Hall effect triggers, which feel very smooth. And here I think you're getting exactly the same as you've got in the Pro, because these have also got Hall effect triggers, and they do feel identical. And also Hall effect sticks. So again, they do feel a lot nicer. They feel a little bit lighter to me than the original X2 sticks. Tiniest little bit more resistance in these versus these. Now overall, I've always been a fan of the actual ergonomics of these controllers. From a mobile controller, I think there's a good balance between portability and overall comfort when you're playing games for long gaming sessions. I spent a lot of time playing, I think it was, what was it, on the PlayStation 5 over a remote play. Can't even remember the game now. The zombie one, the main zombie game, and I've just completely gone blank in my mind. You know what I'm talking about. The Last of Us, there we go. The Last of Us 1, not 2. I played a lot of The Last of Us 1 using this controller while I was at the house. So, button layout is exactly the same as this one. The one thing that's probably worth pointing out on here is, if I can get them out, is you can actually swap the buttons around on these, if I remember correctly. I think you could. Yeah, you can. There you go. So they just pop out ever so easily, as you can see. And then you can swap them around. Why would you want to do that? Because you might want a Nintendo Switch type layout, or you might want an Xbox layout. This is a certified Xbox product. This one is not, which is why it's got the guide button on there, and all the other good stuff. Lovely black color scheme on that. I do love it, but I'm loving the retro just as much. Other than that, button layout is exactly the same as the old X2s. You can see the spacing and the size of the buttons was a bit bigger on this one. So tighter spacing, bigger buttons. Here you've got smaller buttons with a bit wider spacing. But your thumb, because they're small, does fit across all of them very nicely, leaving very little movement when you're switching from button to button. The clickiness on the analog sticks is lovely. This is exactly the same now. There's no difference here between these in terms of button spacing and size and button layout. All the buttons are exactly the same. One thing that I do notice different here is nothing actually. They're exactly the same. They really are. The home buttons, the Gamesir G button there. You've got the menu buttons and the screenshot buttons. And then the triggers feel lovely as usual. Micro switches. D-pad, micro switch D-pad, feels very, very smooth. It's feeling roughly the same as the old one to me. No sponginess, very, very responsive by the looks of it. Again, the sticks you've got here, normally they're more Nintendo Switch style analog sticks. The sizes of the caps anyway, but if you want a slightly bigger gaming experience, you can add these caps on. I'm just going to peel that one off because I can't be bothered to open that bag. But you can see what's going on there, and you've got much better traction on those sticks in my opinion, which is why I've got these ones on the Pro. And they feel a lot nicer with those sticks on for longer gaming sessions. Trust me, you will want to have them on there. So there we go. From an extendability perspective, I think these extend exactly the same. We'll just roughly eyeball it. Yes, exactly the same, though the new one feels a lot more sturdy. The mechanism is a lot more sturdy, maybe just because I've used this one more, who knows. Right, now on to the important thing. Let's get the fold in there and let's see what's going on here. Once the fold is in here, I'm going to try it with the case first. Gamesir controllers have been known to work with cases on them, just to compare the USB-C port size on them. These look the same, and from what I remember, this one had no issues with the port. So with the case on there. So first things first, let's unlock the phone. Right, I've got Xbox Game Pass fired up, so hopefully we can just test out a game. I'm hoping this is going to work straight away with the case on. If it doesn't, I'll pull the case off, but it's always worth testing these on, because in my opinion, phone controllers should work with cases on to some extent. I'm not saying the chunky, super, militant tank-like cases, because that's a bit extreme, but this does not work with a case on. Now, if I've got a slimmer case, the carbon fiber top is a lot slimmer than this standing case, it would probably work okay. I'm going to take the case off just to try it out. I'm not going to put the carbon fiber case on there. I'm pretty confident it will work with the carbon fiber case because it's extremely slim. I've got this on here because I like the stand, and with a phone with such a gorgeous big inner screen, when you want to watch stuff, it's nice to be able to prop it up sometimes and watch stuff. Right, now it's on. You can see the indicator light is on. It's definitely going to work now. I'll go back to Game Pass and we're in. Let's find the game to play. Forza is the one I've typically played in all my test videos, so you know what? I won't break tradition. I'll just fire up Forza. Now, all of a sudden, this feels right. The phone screen is facing upwards. It feels very, very natural to hold it like this at this angle and to be able to game with this. I think this is going to be awesome. And this might now just be my favorite controller for the Fold 4. Well, or the Fold 5 or any foldable device that you've got, to be honest, where the USB-C port is on the left-hand side when it's open. On the bottom left when it's open. If it's on the top left, different story. Right, so we're going into a game. Now, I'm very excited about this. As I say, it does feel very balanced. It does feel very nice. Probably even angle your screen up a little bit if you wanted, but maybe you wouldn't want to do that. You can see a reflection of me there, but I should be able to hold this straight up. I solved my lighting issues, so I don't get a reflection of the light as much anymore in the screen, so I can actually hold it straight so you can see it better than I can. Look at that, it's working. So we're about to test an upgraded version of the X2, the X2s on the foldable device, Game Pass. I'm very excited about this. Let's get the game going. Come on, let's get the game going. You know it's going to feel nice. I know it's going to feel nice. It feels nice already. I like, again, I'm going to turn the volume down a bit. I don't know if that's causing problems, but these little grips make this, even though it's slim, nice and ergonomic, very easy to hold, very comfortable. And you can see there, I'm gaming. Right, the lag is probably because of a poor wireless connection, I'm guessing at the moment. You can see what's going on there. I'm actually looking at the camera I'm playing, so I'm probably not going to do great. Right, but what you're getting there, again, the lag is because this is online on Game Pass, and it's probably just a bit of latency in the wireless connection here. The analog triggers feel lovely. I'm just on a long straight here, aren't I? Oh wow, stacked it. I've stacked it. I can't see much of the screen here because there is some reflections on there, and I'm also trying to hold it at the best angle for the camera to capture what I'm doing. But the main point here is this is working very, very nice. And this feels like it's a natural fit for a foldable device such as the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and 5 devices at least. And the 3 as well, because it was pretty much the same as the 4. It's going to be very easy to carry around. It's got a lot smaller footprint. It's not going to take so much of my bag up as some of the other controllers do. I'm going to be sticking it into that case in a minute, and if it works, I'm going to be stealing one of the cases for this controller, and this is just going to live in my bag from now because it is absolutely awesome for my phone. And it's a shame it's not going to fit on my 8-inch tablet because it doesn't expand wide enough. There is a workaround for that. You can open it up, and I know there's many videos on YouTube where people work around to get these on tablets. I personally don't like to open them up. I like to keep them in good nick. There is another controller for tablets that I have reviewed, BSP D8 and D9. If you're interested, go check out my videos. You can see how this is just feeling natural. This is just feeling nice. I can have a good long gaming session on here. So there we go. I don't think I need to say much more. Might try an Android game. Let's see what I've got on there. That is just, yeah, that's great. Great stuff. Dead Cells maybe. Is Dead Cells on there? Dead Cells is on here. I don't know if it's synced up. It even recognizes it. It says, allow Dead Cells to access Gamesir S2s Type C. Yes, please do. Because we want the best gaming experience. Oh, you're going to be excited. I know you're going to be excited when you see this video because I'm excited. I know you're going to be excited. When I've complained about the C port being on the wrong side people have confirmed that they're with me on this because of their foldable device not feeling comfortable hanging low on something like that. Right, there we go. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? Absolutely love this game. I keep saying I love it, but I've never had a chance to sit down and actually play it through to completion. I'm mainly end up playing it on these videos, to be honest, because I don't get much time. Work keeps me busy, family keeps me busy, don't get much time. You can see how great this is. Look at that. It's honestly just so comfortable. I love this form. I've always loved the form factor of these Gamesir devices. For me, it's the most portable form factor. It's the best compromise for portability and comfort is this form factor. Yes, the G8 is absolutely brilliant. Problem is, I can't... I can't carry it around as easily, and with the G8 it's not as bad with the fold devices because it does have those grips which make it a bit longer and you get more of a PlayStation portable type vibe going on, so it's not as bad. There we go, look at that. How's that? I'm getting into this a little bit more than I should probably. Just credit to the controller and the comfort of it, and just how much of a joy it is to use it. Really, more than anything else, is you can see what's going on here. Oh, what's happened there? It's not detecting an input. It's going to a screen log. That's interesting. I need to look into that. That's never happened before. Or maybe I haven't played this long before. Well, on this channel anyway. Right, I think I better end this before I drag the video on for longer than it needs to be. But you get the message. This is awesome. Really, really appreciate Gamesir listening to our moans and our complaints about moving the Type-C port from this to this side, and now they've just moved it back. It doesn't make a difference for other phones really, because the standard candy bar type phones, whether it's on that side or that side, gonna sit in the middle. So it makes sense for it to be on the left. I'm saying that assuming most foldable phones when they open will have their charging port on the bottom left, whichever way you hold your phone, being bottom left obviously. So anyway, there we go. Gamesir X2s, another fantastic controller from an awesome company that makes awesome accessories for your phones and for your consoles, and for us gamers that we love to play with, love to test out on this channel, all of their gear. I've got more great controllers also that have just come in from Gamesir that I'm going to be testing on my channel in the very, very near future, so stay tuned for those as well. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Any questions about the Gamesir S2s, please leave them X2s, leave them in the comment section below. I'll try and answer all the questions I can. I'll also put a link for this in the description below, so if you want to go ahead and buy it, if you're excited after watching this video, go ahead and get one. $49.99 I think is a normal retail price for this controller. Cheaper than this one, which comes in I think around £90 retail, and this probably doesn't exist anymore. Or if you're buying it, it's going to be very cheap. No point. This is the controller you want. Hall sticks, hall triggers, port on the left hand side. Not really missing the macro buttons, I'll be honest. Overall, very comfortable, very portable. Just before I end the video, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do, so I'm not made a liar. I'm going to stick this in here because I know it's going to fit. And that means if you've got one of these already, then you've got yourself a carry case. You don't even need to worry about that. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at that. Fits perfectly, protected perfectly, works perfectly. Another awesome product. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.